Okay, hey everybody, welcome to this next episode of In the Mix TV with your girl, author, and healthy relationships advocate, Cece Monet. Today we have my friend Carl here with us. As you might remember from some of my previous vlogs, I told you that we're going to start doing interviews. We're going to ask guys what they really think. We're going to get it straight from the horse's mouth. And also, stop asking your girlfriends for advice about guys because really they don't know. So we're going to ask guys. So, Carl, would you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Carl. Basically, I work with CC, and they asked me to do this interview, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys will get some interesting answers. I can't speak for mankind, but I can speak for my personal experiences as well as my own personal feelings. So, yeah.
Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and we'll get started. So I've compiled a list of questions that came from a number of different women, some women that I work with, some of my friends, some of their friends. So this was an exciting weekend of trying to get the questions list together. But it's pretty lengthy, so if at any point we need to kind of cut part of the interview and start again for another webisode, don't worry. I'll let you guys see the full edition. You'll see all of Carl's answers, but it may not be in this same video. Okay, so question number one. Why do guys have this tendency of like staring at us but not ever actually approaching us?
A couple of reasons. The first thing that comes to my mind is so many things are going through a guy's mind. Analyze.
Okay.
For me, I'm guilty of this.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm guilty of most of these questions. But okay. Yeah, when I see a pretty girl in the room, I look at her because I question, okay, do I have a shot? Do I think she's worth it? Like, who's she with? How are her friends? How's her body language? Is
she interested? Okay.
Those kind of things. It is kind of like creeper status, but it's all just a guy being analytical and making sure, like, if approaching that woman is going to be worth their time.
Okay.
And that whole is it worth the risk?
Because leering guys is definitely more creepy than complimentary. So say something or.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. And guys, you can't overdo it, so don't look too long.
Okay, so kind of on that same note, what's the deal with trying to have a wingman do all the dirty work? Like, if you're going to approach a lady, don't send your boy. Ladies don't like that. We're all about confidence.
See, I gotta stick to the code with this one, so I can't reveal all of the secrets from the male's point of view. But
don't worry, in book 3, I'm calling you guys out. Book 3 of the Chocolate Chronicles coming soon, probably next month. I'm definitely calling all of the game all the way out. But please go ahead.
I'll just name off a few reasons. One, the first one, okay, yeah. Though women like confidence, guys are still shy.
Okay.
And they need that boost. They need that help. Okay. That's probably obviously the most typical or common reason. Another reason is not so much I'm kind of guilty of this too because I like to see what my friend's gonna do. And,
that's interesting. Okay.
I help. Though my friend is being a wingman to me, I'm actually trying to help him out and letting him do all the work. Which kind of segues to the third point. They should be lazy. He wants someone else.
Nice. Well, that's honest. Okay. So should women approach guys instead?
I think it's there's no rule of which gender should do. I mean, as long as the person, whether they're male or female, is comfortable doing so, they should do it.
So it's not seen as being too bold if a lady initiates the first kind of contact there.
No.
Okay, well that's
me.
Cool.
I'll even think
happening.
that's
Interesting. Okay. So should women play hard to get? Like, what do you guys think about that?
Anyone should play hard to get, male or female world. But there should be limitations. That people can't overdo it.
Okay.
You know, the tricky thing about playing hard to get in a relationship, whether you're fully committed or you're
casually dating.
yeah, casually dating is making sure that both the couple is on the same page.
Okay.
You know, because if you're playing hard to get and someone's like really clueless, there's nothing to help. Whatever you try to do, whatever any attempts to spice things up, and that person doesn't get it, you're also going to get it in a waste. So.
Yeah, it's kind of a push-pull thing. It's kind of give or take, where it's basically like people like for you to be mean to them, but just a little bit. Because if you overdo it, then it's like it comes off as disinterest or maliciousness.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can't play hard to get the same way to each person.
That's true. That's true. Good point. So on the flip side, what should you do about handling rejection gracefully? So if a woman's not feeling you, how should she tactfully let you know?
Honesty is the best answer. And for the person who is being rejected, for guys, you just got to man up and nut up. And just accept it for what it is,
Okay.
Because if you try to, stick around longer or, try to convince her to change her mind, are you really, really making yourself look that much more better or that much more better?
Yeah. Good point. So in the reverse, what's a good way for a guy to politely let a woman know he's not feeling her?
Say, I'll be back. And never come back.
Oh, no!
No, I'm just kidding.
Guys, don't do that. Not a good look.
Same thing as before, just being honest, and being polite and respectful to a woman, list reasons, maybe. I don't know. I've always just been upfront and respectful as possible.
See, I'm very straightforward too, but I know not everybody has that same kind of communication style. So. Some people are cool with that. What I've noticed too is like if I tell a guy, I'm really not interested, like they think that's me playing hard to get. So then it's this whole kind of mixed signals thing going on. But
it also kind of depends on the environment. People don't like being on the spot, especially if they're like out in the club or out in the bar with their friends.
Their friends are there, yeah. Okay.
So you have to be able to adapt to your surroundings and be considerate of that.
That's true. So, ladies, if he's with his boys, be gentle. All right. So, why do guys sometimes give us so many mixed signals? So, for example, it seems sometimes like a guy could really be interested in a woman, and then all of a sudden he'll just start ignoring her for no good reason. Is there any particular reason why that happens?
I can say from my personal experience, one reason is because there's a miscommunication, and we're not on the same page. Okay. And for me, that's that was like my fault, my responsibility. I learned from my previous dating experiences to be more upfront as early as possible. And because if you don't, then you find yourself in situations like
that you don't want to be in, that neither of you can be in.
Yeah.
Right.
It turns into the whole situation of, well, I thought you meant this, but no, you were doing this.
Oh,
and so,
interesting. So it's not just the signals; it's how people interpret them too.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
And it also could be that they don't fully understand the type of person. Some guy just might be saying nice things to compliment a woman. That's all he just wants to do. He just wants to compliment them, like show them their appreciation. But women might take that and run with it and think it's like something bigger than it really is. Compliment, so.
Oh, interesting.
But it goes both ways as well too. There's guys that it's one of those things that can say or do stuff.
So how can a woman tell if a guy is really interested in her or if he's basically just wasting her time?
A woman tell a man he's really interested. Let's see. If a man, us guys introduce her to his parents. Just kidding.
Wow!
No.
That's already huge.
That's like way down the way. Start off by just think about the attention that you're getting, and really appreciate the communication that you guys are having. If a guy is really interested, and if I'm really interested, you'll see me make more of an effort.
Okay.
So, if you see that from a guy, then you obviously know that he's interested in you. But just roll with it. Don't overthink it. Don't
Don't force the issue.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
My friend said, she said that the best line, the best phrase, give women an inch to take a mile, like that. So.
No, just kidding. That's true.
I'm sure it goes both ways. So.
Okay. Actually, that's one of the things I talk about in the Chocolate Chronicles volume 2. So, yeah. So, what's a good way for women to communicate without men feeling like they're being mad?
Be considerate of your man's time.
That's a good one. Okay.
If you want to talk to a guy but he's busy, don't try to stay on the phone or try to get his attention. Let him play Call of Duty, let him play Madden, let him watch basketball. Let him be a guy. If he's really interested in you, then whatever he's doing, when he's done whatever he needs to do, he will give you that time and give you that attention. So, and how to communicate that? I mean, I'm always a fan of communicating in person. I'm not a fan of talking on the phone.
Okay.
Well, I could talk on the phone, obviously, if there's a purpose, but I can't just shoot the shit for 2 hours and stay on the phone.
Okay.
It's
a lot of guys don't really do that.
So just be respectful of the guy's time.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, so how come sometimes guys can be so passive aggressive? So, if he doesn't like something a woman did, why is he bringing that up 3 years later? What's the deal with that?
It's because if it's very petty, guys don't like petty things.
Okay.
So, if a woman does something wrong, it's okay, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But then, obviously, if it consistently happens, it will build up. It will have that snowball effect.
Okay.
So
So if it's bugging you, but it seems minor, you don't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
But if it's minor consistently over time, then it becomes a problem. Okay.
But the thing is, for guys, what they can do is improve their communication. Say, hey, whatever you did, you picked your nose and put it underneath the couch. That was not cool. Just be honest with them. And of course,
nice.
It's better to be honest earlier than later. So that's the good and bad thing about that.
So speaking of which, why do guys sometimes have such a hard time with communicating their feelings?
Oh man, because it could be a couple of things. One, they're just really personal about their life, and their feelings. They haven't fully been opened up to a woman to that point.
Okay.
They can be just scared.
Okay.
It could also be a pride thing too.
Okay. Ego, that can get in the way on both sides. Okay.
Yeah. But all that could have stemmed from past experiences. So
So why are some guys so jealous or possessive? Constantly asking a woman about her whereabouts. I'm not wearing a GPS bracelet. Okay, forget it.
Insecurity.
Okay.
Now this is kind of tough because myself, I'm not an insecure person. But guys can be insecure because they have this attractive woman that's theirs, and this woman wants to be with them, so they don't want to share them.
Okay.
Because I'm an insecure person, or I'm not an insecure person, I don't have such problems. I don't care what the girl I'm with is doing, with her girlfriends and going out, all that crap. She wants to get all shit faced and let her.
That's her business. Okay.
Yeah, because to me, all that matters is at the end of the night who she gets along to, or who she can be calling. I just think that being insecure is a waste of time, waste of energy. Okay. Because it doesn't. I don't get improved on the relationship. It just makes things worse.
That's true.
I hate drama, so that's that leads to it.
Yes, I agree. So why are some guys so interested in a woman's exes?
I don't know because I don't do that. But I could the only explanation I have for this is just because they want to know, they want to further know what type of guy the woman is into.
Okay.
So that they can compare themselves to her relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, and that could be a good thing or bad thing because he might want to be in line with what the guy that she dated or has been with, or he might want to be that guy that's I'm completely different than your past, and I'm gonna leave you that much.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Nice. So why are some guys so suspicious of a woman's guy friends? Like something either was going on in the past or will in the future, or her guy friends want something to be there. What's that whole dynamic about?
I think it all goes back to insecurity. They don't want to be threatened by any other guy in the woman's friendship or life.
Yeah. Okay. So can men and women just be friends with no ulterior motives on either side? Uh-oh. That sounded like no.
Define an ulterior motive.
No, not defining. That's up to you. What do you think? Because ulterior motives could be anything. It could be ego boosting. It could be sleeping together. Whatever. There's all kind of different ulterior motives for why somebody would call yourself their friend or whatever. But is it really just friendship? Are we really just talking about a platonic relationship?
It all depends on what the motives are. Friendships can exist, without any sort of sexual intentions or attractiveness. But for friendships to start, there's always that one thing that will motivate the guy to talk to the girl, or the girl to talk to the guy. I hope that answers that question.
One of my exes has a very interesting theory about that. I'm gonna have to share that with you guys in another video, but we'll keep going. Okay, so what's the deal with guys being so highly competitive with each other?
Oh man, it's just a guy thing. It's strictly a guy thing. Women, you'll never understand it. Just leave it alone. Just let them be competitive, especially when it comes to being competitive with you. I'm a very competitive person, and I will be nice, but sometimes I won't give any slack because I want to see if she's competitive as well.
All right.
Just recently I played a game of air hockey, and there was no mercy, and I won.
I am not surprised. Okay, so here's an interesting question. Okay. So why do good guys like crazy girls?
Why do good guys like crazy girls? Yes, this is actually a question from my friend, so I'm pretty sure she's watching this. Good guys like crazy girls. It's a couple of things. Guys want girls that can spice up their life.
Okay.
That could just be what they're feeling or what they want at that moment. Guys also sometimes might not know that she is crazy.
See, this goes back to one of my previous vlogs where I told y'all Stop showing your true colors after you snag them.
Yeah.
Let them know beforehand so you don't end up in a bad situation.
Yes. So in that situation, the guy was actually misled, so you can't blame him.
Not a good situation for anybody. Wow. So let's.
Yeah, but I think guys make choices on the preferences in women, and it's not always the same depending on where they're at in their life.
Oh, that's true.
They might need that craziness. They might need that or someone to be all down to earth. It kind of depends, and yeah, guys do make the wrong decisions.
Well, sometimes everybody does.
So you just gotta let them learn the hard way, I guess.
So if your guy friend is dating some crazy chick, leave it alone. He'll figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah, just as long as there's like no missing body parts going on or stuff. But
peace with that chick for misery, then call the people for them. Otherwise,
yeah.
All right, so let's reverse this one. Why do you think good girls like bad boys?
Okay, so this is my just personal opinion, obviously, because I don't have any personal experience because I don't think I'm a bad boy. I think it's good girls like bad boys. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that they want someone to manhandle them, or they just want someone to have that aggressive, controllable authority in their life. Okay. But I do feel that again, it's all about what's the word for their preference at the time. Okay. Yeah. It can also lead or stem from what their history is.
What they're used to dealing with. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I heard this many times listening to Love Line. If they have like an abusive, childhood growing up, they want that abusive relationship.
That is so sad. Yeah. Please go see somebody about this. This is not a good idea. Okay. So let's see. So, here's another one that might sound familiar. So when do guys grow out of having it be all about the chase, if ever?
When what they're putting out is not getting the feedback that they expect. And I don't mean putting out in a sexual way, but
I know what you mean. And I'm starting to see this, by the way, with some of my guy friends. Like things aren't the same as they used to be just a few years ago, huh? But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the chase can always exist for however long in the relationship, but it's both the guy and the girl's responsibility to participate in that chase. Right. If I'm finding these things for you and you aren't making me feel appreciated, then obviously the chase is going to be over really quick. Okay. So, women, if a guy is chasing you, make sure you just show him the appreciation. And then the chase will further continue.
So then what breeds the whole player kind of mindset or commitment phobia mentality, do you think?
I think it has to do with women watching too much TV and movies.
Wow, it's like that Cinderella fairy tale complex.
Yeah.
Got it.
It could be a lot of things, it could be like the clique that, a guy's in, and how their attitude is, they're always hanging out with boys who, always just want to hit it and quit it, and obviously that's all they're going to be.
That's all they know. Yeah. Okay.
So, I'm not a fan of the whole player attitude. In regards to commitment, I think it has to do with something with their surroundings. I know for myself, I've had the whole commitment phobe, and part of that was just because some of the relationships that I was exposed to, not that I was in, but just that were surrounding me. There was problems I was seeing, and every relationship's gonna have problems. And my mentality at that time was I didn't want to be in a situation like that, arguing like that. Again, I don't like drama.
No drama.
And so it's like, well, because I don't want to put myself in that situation of having arguments with a woman in a relationship, and maybe I just won't be in a relationship. Yeah. So.
Yep, that's definitely understandable. Like one of the things that I kind of see with this, it's kind of an extension of this, is the whole like serial monogamous. If you've seen The Best Man, you know what I'm referring to. Those people that don't necessarily have to be a player and be surrounded by all these different partners at the same time, but you know good and damn well they're not going to be with that same person for the rest of their life. So, yeah, interesting kind of a dynamic to watch. So then why do some guys have such complicated relationships where they're basically playing that whole breakup to makeup game? Especially if the girl is not somebody that they're super interested in anyway. It's like, why do you keep taking her back then? What's the deal with that?
Because guys are jerks. And don't know what they want other than something that's superficial.
So then it's all like about the convenience factor, like being safe and comfortable with the devil you know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, okay. Let's see. I mean, there's those guys that only think about their penis. Let's face it. Okay. Guys that do that tend to fall into this type of habit.
Convenience. Okay.
But like for some of the other guys out there, I've actually been in something like this. Broke up a couple of times, got back together. It's kind of weird to say, but it's trying to see what else is out there, and then realizing that there's nothing else out there that you want,
or that is necessarily better. Yeah, it's kind of. I think sometimes it's that whole syndrome of the grass is greener on the other side, and then you get out there and you realize that's not true. So, yeah, I've been guilty of that.
But I could definitely say that, if a guy is doing this to you women, it just, he just doesn't know what he wants. So.
Sounds like time. At any rate. So moving on to the topic of interracial relationships, because a lot of the audience for this blog is the AMBW community. Okay. For those of you that don't know, that's Asian men, Black women. So what's your take on this? And specifically, if you're going to date somebody who's not Asian, should they know something specifically about dating Asian or Asian American men?
How do I want to say this? I don't want to sound like a fool, but
we're not here to judge. We're just having a conversation.
There's nothing, if another race wants to, can I start over?
Go
okay,
ahead.
I am a fan of interracial dating. Okay, I just think that all these like stereotypes out there is just garbage, and there's nothing that one race has to explain to another race if we're dating. All that crap, it's junk.
We're men and women first.
Yes, yeah. We are. And if you want to date someone that's outside of your race, then do it. There's nothing that should be holding you back. And think about yourself, and if it's something you want to do, then pursue it. Who cares what other people are going to say or think? I put my mom on blast on this, but my mom, she prefers that I stick with the race because she's traditional. Parents are traditional. That's always going to be the thing.
I've had that conversation with my mom too. The continuing to have little brown babies conversation. Yeah. Anyway,
and it's just something that for me, I've accepted that's always going to happen, or I'm going to deal with every time I talk about a new woman potentially in my life. My mom, those are the questions that she's going to ask me, and all I'm just going to do is I'm going to mess with their mind. I'll tell her lies. Say that I'm dating a crackhead that has 12 kids.
Oh God!
Talk
about not perpetuating stereotypes. Okay. Thanks.
So, sorry, Mom, but I do it. But
note to audience: this is not the kind of people who live. He's just kidding, but anyway.
But yeah, there's nothing like, when you do date someone, that's out of your race, you shouldn't feel obligated to explain, this is what my race is or that kind of thing. We're humans, we're a male and a female, just trying to see if they're compatible. You shouldn't worry about race. That, to me, that shouldn't be like
a determining factor.
Yeah, that, and you're not interested in that person because of the race. You're interested in that person for who they are, and what they can bring to the table to you, what they can do to make you become a better person.
That's true. So let's see. Oh, moving on to sex. So, what about the 3-date rule? Is that really a rule that people should go by? Like, is that really an acceptable time frame to do?
Just like in Pirates of the Caribbean, it's more like a guideline. It's not necessarily the rule. It all depends on the dynamic of the couple at the time, because couples can move fast and they're perfectly fine with it. They can handle it and they succeed and excel at it. There's couples that maybe more time should be taken.
You should get to know that person a little better first.
I think it varies between the couple. This 3-date rule. It's a guideline.
Okay. So
I don't know. I'm the best person to ask that question to,
okay.
but yeah, as long as you're obviously on the same page, and for me at least, I'm completely respectable, of the woman. So that's kind of sad for me to say, but I kind of usually wait for the signals from her, So
probably a good idea, so you avoid miscommunication. So from a man's perspective, is it ever all right to sleep together on the first date?
I'm gonna just revert back to what I said before.
Okay.
It all depends
Maybe.
on
okay.
on the dynamic of how the date's going at first. And it could be that this couple that's going on their first date for the very first time was actually been friends for like a couple of years, couple of months, and so they know what
to expect.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so I just kind of want to caveat that a little bit with what you're saying earlier. Like, I think this is a maturity thing. So the younger you are, probably you want to wait as long as you can. Yeah. Just because sometimes those dynamics after you sleep with somebody can change things in your relationship and what you're not ready for. So that's actually all the questions that we had. Did you want to add anything else?
I did not actually. Yeah, no.
You're good.
I'm good.
Okay.
One of these days, you should, actually come back and be interviewed, but this time I'm going to just ask.
Oh, I think I might be in trouble with you. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for In the Mix TV. Thank you, Carl, for
no problem
co-starring today.
Hopefully, this should give you guys some insight. Again, I'm not the best representation of mankind, but.
That's okay. Just your personal opinion. That's all we're looking for.
Yes.
All right, you guys. So I will check you out soon. Feel free to hit me up at ccmonet1@gmail.com or hit up my blog at ccmonet.com. And as always, I will leave that for you guys at the end here too. So see you later.
Bye. See you, everyone. Thank you.